What's going on, guys? Frank Chris from MASSTHETICMUSCLE.com coming at you today. Got another video, Powerhouse Gym, Tampa Bay, Florida. And in this video, we're going to talk about the rack pull. Now, if you've been watching this video for a while, or if you're new to this channel, what we talk a lot about is we talk about the importance of exercise execution, making sure that we're properly stimulating and keeping tension on the working muscles. And obviously, that's going to be the biggest key to building muscle in the long term. But obviously, we also know that there needs to be an element of strength progression. You need to have a way that you can continue to overload the muscles and put new stimulus and new strength through that muscle. So what I want to give to you guys, I want to give you probably the most effective exercise for building strength through your back. Now, a lot of people are going to tell you that it's going to be the deadlift, and while I do agree that the deadlift can be a very effective movement for the back, what it also incorporates and involves is a lot of your lower half. So there's some glutes, there's some hamstrings, there's just that entire posterior chain involved in the movement. So you want to keep that same mechanics and structure through the lift, but we're going to cut it in half. So what we have today is we have the rack pull. Now, why I think this is such an effective movement to progressively overload is because it's very easy to just continue to add weight, whether it's 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 15 pounds on a weekly basis. It's easy to track and make sure that you're continuing through your progression. So what we have here today is we have the rack pull. We'll walk you through the mechanics, and walk you through the execution, and then provide you with a few different variations that you can use to further increase your ability to use this movement in the long term. So a few things to think about when we're setting up a rack pull is, A, where's the placement of the bar going to be? Some people will tell you to be at knee height, some people will tell you to be slightly above the knee, but we want to make sure we're getting enough range of motion, so you want to have the bar slightly below your knee. So depending upon the rack that you're using, you may need to have an elevated platform to stand on. So here at Powerhouse, we have racks that don't go too low, so I do have a wood platform that I'm putting my feet on. So if this is something you need to do, make sure you're getting that bar, like I said, just below your kneecap. This is going to make sure that you're getting enough range of motion, but also keeping sure that you're not getting your hands and glutes involved in the movement. If you go too low, there's going to be too much hip involvement in the movement. You're going to be working too much of the lower posterior chain. So placement, making sure it's slightly below your knee. Now, as far as your back and your core, you want to make sure that you're keeping a locked core, engaged back, in a neutral spine. You don't want any rounding throughout any of the movement at all. Remember, guys, we want to practice safety in all the movements and exercises that we're doing. So before pulling the bar off the rack, make sure to grab and pull all the tension out of it. There's going to be a slight pull, really making sure that bar is locked and secured. Now, as far as your execution, you want to make sure to keep a neutral or a straight bar path. So you want the bar coming straight up and down with you. You don't want it falling forward, you don't want it pulling behind. And there's no reason to overextend your hips at the top. I see a lot of people get to the top of the movement and they do this type of movement where they really think they're getting more of their glutes and hamstrings involved, and there's no additional assistance, there's no additional benefit to doing that. Remember, guys, we're trying to build strength and muscle in our back with this movement. So get here to the top, but just short of lockout is where you want to stop. Now, like I said, we're going to provide you a few different variations with this movement. So the first one is going to be just your standard rack pull. This is where, like I said, you're using all these cues and all these setups that we had with how we're going to practice this movement, but basically we're just going to continue to overload the bar. Now, as far as our first variation, this is where we're going to start messing with and manipulating the strength curve. Now, we know obviously with every movement that we do, there's going to be different points where we're a little bit stronger, different points where we're much weaker. So with a rack pull, our strongest point is when we're here at the top. That's when the point of access from the lever is going to be at its closest distance. So there's going to be where your greatest strength benefit is going to come. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a reverse band rack pull. This is where we're going to set bands from the top to add assistance when we're here at the bottom. So when the bar is closer to the bottom of the movement, the bands are going to be adding a little bit of assistance by pulling the weight up to the top. As we get closer to the top of the movement, the band's assistance drops off, the weight takes over. So we're working with our body's natural strength curve. So that's going to be the first variation that you can do, is going to be a reverse band. You'll notice that you can probably put a little bit more weight on the bar because you're working with how your body naturally wants to function and be strong. The second variation is going to be more of a lat-focused rack pull. Obviously, there's a lot of upper back, there's a lot of traps, there's a lot of rhomboids involved in doing a traditional rack pull. But by adding the bands to the front of the rack, we have resistance pulling us from away. So in order to keep that bar path in a straight line, we have to engage and contract our lats. So this is really where you're getting complete back development through the entire movement. Make sure, guys, like I said, that you are not allowing that bar to pull you forward, as opposed to doing a reverse band where you can add more weight. This is probably going to force you to drop the weight off a little bit than what you would normally do, because like I said, the band is pulling it from in front of you. So there you have it, guys. We've got 3 variations that we can do Use this movement to, like I said, to progress, to continue to get stronger, and then take that additional strength and carry it over into your additional lifts. All right, guys, so there you have it. Brought a little different style of video for you today. We're still going to maintain execution. We're still going to make sure that we're properly using the mechanics of all of our movements. But like I said, guys, if we're going to grow, if we're going to get bigger, if we're going to develop our physiques, we need to make sure that we're progressing through strength training. So throw the rack pull in, guys. It's going to be your greatest opportunity to build strength, which in the long term is going to lead to more muscular growth. Really appreciate you guys tuning in today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave us a comment below. Let us know what you thought. Have you done the rack pull before? Are there variations that I didn't include in this video? Let me know below. Also, make sure to give the video a thumbs up and share with somebody if you think that they can find value in this. So if you got a buddy out there that's looking to build his back, looking to build an aesthetic physique, make sure to share this video with him. What I have for you today, guys, is I got one free week of my best-selling program, MASSTHETIC Muscle. I want to give you one free week of those workouts. So if you want to get some training, if you want to take your physique to the next level, struggling to find workouts that are really pushing you to the next level, hit the link in the description box, www.masstheticmuscle.com/free week. Enter your email address. I'm going to send the workouts over to you guys right away. Also, if you have not yet, make sure to subscribe to the channel as we are releasing videos every single week. Really appreciate you guys tuning in today, and I'll talk to you soon.